Hi from the Cannon Academy Homeschool. I just had to do another quick little short video because I did come up with what our weekly schedule is going to look like. Um, and what I did was I wrote down what I absolutely had to do daily, which is math and reading. And then I put down history Monday and Friday, geography Wednesdays, science Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's for our fall semester. Then when we go into the spring semester, history will go to Tuesdays and Thursdays, and science will be Mondays and Fridays, but I will keep geography on Wednesdays. Then we're going to just fit music, art, and phys ed in wherever. So like if you watch my video for happenings of the week for Labor Day week 2024, you'll see that we played a game of Twister. We did exercises on a look and do, cards, and things like that, which qualify as phys ed. Not to mention when we go outside and stuff. And they draw a lot. Sometimes it's about things that I'm reading or they're reading. Sometimes just whatever comes to mind. So art. We do fit in little crafts and things like that occasionally. For instance, this week we're going to start fleece no-sew blanket for another great grandbaby coming up. The kids were excited and wanted to make something, but they're not quite getting the hang of the knitting looms. So I thought this would be easy. I'll just cut the little notches, show them how to knot, and they can all sit there and talk and knot and things. So that will count as an art project. And music, we just kind of sing every now and then or put music on, and sometimes I teach them a dance because I did used to teach kids dance classes. We do cursive on Mondays and Fridays, and then English or composition are Wednesdays, and Spanish is Tuesdays and Thursdays. So what I did was, here at the top of the page are my scribbles where I figured out what I had to do, and then I wrote, of course, Monday through Friday, and I counted how many actual subjects we had to do, which is 4. And then these other 3 over here are fitted in as needed. So on Mondays we would have math, reading, cursive, and history, and if we can fit any of those other 3 in. Tuesdays it would be math, reading, science, and Spanish. Wednesdays would be math, reading, geography, English or composition, which composition for us are journals. We have journals that are bound on the side, and from here to the top is a blank space to draw pictures, and I have them write 1 to 2 sentences at least, telling what it is, so that if anything, they get the writing practice, the grammar practice, and when they're older and they look back at the book, they'll know what they were drawing at the time, because sometimes it's questionable. So that being said, Thursdays are math, reading, science, and Spanish, and Fridays are math, reading, history, and cursive. Now, that being said, we're talking about either trying to cram Friday's work in to the other 4 days and have Friday open so we can do games, we can bake things, have projects they can work on, things like that. They can just play and be kids and stuff like that. Maybe watch a video, whether it's an educational video or just a movie they want to see and talk about it. Just things like that. So this was a really, really short video. So I'm trying to think if there's something else I can add that might be beneficial. So for those of you that aren't seeing where I'm going from, this is called a block schedule. That way you're not doing every subject every day. I know there is curriculum out there that has you do every single subject every single day. And when kids are doing 8 or 9 subjects a day, it is just too much, especially for the younger ones. I know they do it at school, but a lot of times that's why kids come home from school cranky and all bent out of shape. And then if they have a work page, or if they're older kids, they have a lot of homework to do after being there for 8-9 hours a day. Plus, some of them are on the bus an hour each way and everything. It's just a lot. I mean, you know, if you've ever had a job, you know what that's like. Oh, and while I'm talking to you, I'm sitting here looking at my messes. I've been gathering things for yard sales and shoving loose pages into shelves that I want to put into packets and things. And I also have a baby shower gift down here. So I apologize for the wreck. It's going to be this way for a couple of weeks. Um, so back to the school stuff to get me back on track. Um, it's just, it's a lot when you have those books and things. The curriculum where you have the teacher's manual that lays it all out for you every day, and you're just like exhausted trying to figure out what to do. I am a person, as you can tell by some of my videos, I put my own together. I have certain textbooks that I found that I like, whether it's reading or math. I have science and history books. Then I have a number of books for kids that have to do with science and history and geography, and a lot of fiction and nonfiction, a lot of fiction and historical fiction is what I meant to say, that they can also read and pull things from. For instance, we're reading Smiling Hill Farm right now, which is historical fiction. It takes place in Indiana. They travel, the original family in the book travels from Virginia to Indiana. It talks about setting up a half-base camp, building a log cabin, building a barn, things like that, getting a school going in the area, meeting their neighbors, harvesting things, growing them, taking care of the animals, how that evolves over time and everything, and how everyone is just amazed at all the newfound things that they have. The latest chapter we read, the newest invention was the kerosene lamp. So, that gives you an idea. And it puts it in perspective for the kids, because it's not just a history book telling them this stuff. It's about a family with children and grandparents and parents and aunts and uncles and cousins and neighbors, and how they get together and things like that. And it's, even when there's something trying in the story, like the flood and things like that, it gives the kids a sense of community and what that could be, and how knowing people and belonging to family, how that can affect you and stuff, and things you can do without technology and stuff. And I mean, they not only do compositions and draw pictures about this, and I hang them in our hallway wall on the way to our schoolroom, but it shows up in their games. They might have a castle out playing a game, and they might play World War II, or they might get the Lincoln Logs out and build a half-base camp, and then build a house and a barn, and set the animals and things out and everything, and play Smiling Hill Farm, and both of them can just go off in a whole different direction. I mean, they know who the Allies in World War II were, but one day they played a game of that, and they had castle people out, and I was like, they did have castles in some of the countries where the war took place, but there were not knights anymore at the time. So they brought helicopters in and things, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really sure there were helicopters then. They may have been thought of, but they did have planes, and we talked about that a minute or two. And then they decided that the helicopter was a spaceship and it was aliens landing. And because the aliens were getting into the war, Japan decided to become an ally with the United States and all the other allies. And Captain Jack Sparrow sailed in on his pirate ship to save the day. And I mean, it's sometimes they're right on spot with their history and science and stuff, and sometimes they just mix it all together. But at least you know that they're learning, because they're using that knowledge to do things with. And that's why I do the block schedule, because it allows time for this play and to take what they've learned and use it. And the older kids take it and they can draw elaborate pictures. They might build a model, lay out a model on a piece of board or something, and set it all up and have battles. They may write a story or a poem about it or a song. Um, and also in their free time, they might decide to do something else they want to do. Knit on a loom, go out and play basketball, join a home soccer team or a baseball team somewhere and go out and practice and ride their bike or go grow something, or maybe they're into chemistry or something and they mess around with that, or they just like to tinker and build something. I mean, you have to give them some time to be kids and to just, I don't know, de-stress from the day and stuff. I mean, think about it. When if you work from out of the home, you come home and you have to deal with everything at the housework, getting dinner on the table, getting the kids everywhere they have to be and everything. Whether you're a single parent or a two-parent family, it is still exhausting. And you have to take some time yourself and just relax and chill and just do something for yourself. And kids need that too. So I'm going to stop there, knowing that this was, again, about block scheduling mostly and what the benefits of that are. And hopefully you will take something away from this that will be helpful, or to share with someone you know that's having some stress in their life with homeschooling and things. And I appreciate it if you hit like. You're welcome to share. And if you subscribe, you'll know whenever I put a video out. Thank you from the Homeschool Academy.